Hey guys, Will, it's Hong Kong Cinema Appreciation Society. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, welcome and thank you for finding us. I hope this video finds you well. If you feel like subscribing, that would be muchly appreciated. If you are not, muchly? Is that a word? Is that the adverbial form of much? It would be much appreciated if you subscribe. And I'm in my Rivers Cuomo era. I'm like going back and forth. And do I button the top button on the polo shirt or do I not button it? I'm like, nah, I don't know how I feel about it. Let's leave it unbuttoned for this video and see how it feels. So, John Woo. 4Ks, Blu-rays. This is the thing that everyone has been asking me about since I first started posting on Instagram about Hong Kong cinema in 2018. So I've been doing this channel for 7 years between the various social media platforms that we are on, which would be Instagram, the Facebook group, and the YouTube, and then we have the Patreon, obviously. And it's happening. So I didn't do a video about this, and a lot of people asked me, why didn't you do a video about this? And I'll tell you the reason in a second, but Shout Factory, which is the Blu-ray label that we all know, right, who's done amazing releases of like John Carpenter films, the Halloween series, Friday the 13th, and stuff like that. They acquired what many people thought previous to that acquisition an unacquirable library of films, which is the Golden Princess / Cinema City titles, which include all of the classic John Woo films, a lot of the classic Ringo Lam films, and a lot of other classic Hong Kong movies that have never been released in like true proper HD boutique versions with all of the bells and whistles, the great artwork, all of the audio options, all the bonus features, and also remastered from the original camera material, right? And there's a very long, complicated history as to why those films were unavailable. The easiest way to boil that down is to say that they were owned by a company that was not actually – they were at some point through all these various acquisitions acquired by a company that was not in the film business. And they were not interested in having to do deals for individual films. They just wanted to sell the whole catalog as an asset. And previous to Shout negotiating this, none of the labels could afford that, or maybe the negotiations didn't where I wasn't involved in the behind the scenes stuff, but I was told by someone who has some knowledge of this that basically Shout Factory had the money to do it. Nobody else really did. And they were able to do it. And so they pulled it off. And so Arrow has licensed these films for the UK. They sub-licensed them from Shout, who now outright owns them. They didn't purchase licenses. They bought the library. So they now own these films. And it includes some of my favorite, and I think a lot of people would argue, some of the best Hong Kong films from that golden era that we all love so much. That's the reason, we're on this channel and that we buy these movies and stuff like that. And so the Shout registered the acquisitions with the Copyright Office, right? I'm not exactly sure how this happened, but the list of titles has now been made public. And so I thought that I would read the full list of titles of movies they have acquired, and I'll talk a little bit about some of them as I go through it. Some of these movies are movies I haven't seen, and I will be totally honest with you and tell you that some of the movies are movies I never even heard of, but there are a lot of movies on here that are really popular that I think people will be really excited about, and there are some that I even own and haven't watched yet. So I'm like, should I just wait until they put out the 4K version of it? I don't really know. But I did tell you that I was going to tell you why I never made a video about this. This news was announced when the LA fires were happening. As you know, if you watch this video, I live in LA. We were actually evacuated for the fire. So I was not around in my home, like with access to everything when the news broke. And I was just not in a place where I could like jump on YouTube and make a video and be like, hey, this is amazing. And by the time I was like back in a place where, not just physically, but mentally back in a place where I could make and I should tell you, everyone is fine. Like my family is fine. My dogs are fine. Like everyone is fine. The house didn't burn down. Like we were very, very lucky and very, very fortunate. It's a horrible tragedy. It continues to be a horrible tragedy. I think like we haven't even really fully understood the magnitude of how terrible this is, even all these months later. And I don't mean to make light of the fires or anything like that. But once I got back into a place where I could sit down and record something, I was like, everybody already knows this news. Like it would be completely pointless for me to make a video about this, right? But now that the list of titles has been announced, but it hasn't been like officially broadcast anywhere, people were just able to acquire it through like the Copyright Office, I think. And so it's been passed around in fan communities. I thought in case anybody missed it or if anybody was just interested in stick to be read 150 movie titles or whatever. Here we go. Let's talk about it. The first one on here, Alphabetical Order, A Better Tomorrow, which is one of my favorite movies ever, Hong Kong or otherwise. They also have a Better Tomorrow 2 and a Better Tomorrow 3. From what I understand, they will be releasing the trilogy together in a box set. Shout Factory will, 4K box set. And then I don't know what Arrow's going to do. A lot of people are talking about how like, oh, Arrow's going to have better artwork. Arrow's going to have better extras. I'm going to wait for the Arrow releases. I do understand that approach. At the same time, Shout is the one who made this happen, right? Like whatever you want to say about Shout Factory and like I think their John Carpenter releases are fucking amazing. And like things adjacent to that, like Halloween 3, right? Being produced by John Carpenter, being in the Halloween series, which was originated by John Carpenter. That's one of the best releases I own. I love the artwork. I love the casing. The extras are fantastic. It's one of the best looking releases that I own, 4K and Blu-ray. And Shout Factory does amazing work. I just think that with certain titles, they don't I don't know if they don't spend as much money, they don't put as many resources into them as they do with other titles. And so people are apprehensive about how much effort are they going to put into the Hong Kong titles. And it's true that they spend a shitload of money buying these movies, and they're spending a shitload of money restoring these movies. So how much of the money will go into the physical presentation of the release? I am going to be buying the Shout Factory releases unless something egregious happens where like they're releasing a disc in a paper sleeve. Right? I don't think that's going to happen. I'm going to support Shout Factory because they did the work to get these titles, right? And Arrow is a great label, and anyone who's in the UK, Region B, by all means, buy those Arrow releases. But for me, being in Region A, I want to support Shout for getting this done. A Better Tomorrow, I think, is coming out as a trilogy. There is A Bloody Fight from 1988. I'm not familiar with that movie. A Book of Heroes from 1986. A Chinese Ghost Story 1, 2, and 3. Maybe those will be released as a box set in the same way that they're releasing the A Better Tomorrow films. And a number of these films are actually screening in LA and I think also New York in July, August. So the A Better Tomorrow films they're doing as a triple feature with John Woo introducing the films in LA. And I'm going to be out of town, which is like really annoying. For most of the screenings that are happening in LA, I will be out of town. And I'm very frustrated by that. But if you're around, you should go. And I think they're showing the Chinese Ghost Story movies in LA as well. A Family Affair from 1984, A Fiery Family 1989, A Killer's Blues 1989, Abracadabra 1986, the 5 Aces Go Places films, a.k.a. Mad Mission 2, Mad Mission 3, Mad Mission 4, Mad Mission 5, which came out in 82, 83, 84, 86, 89. I have only seen the first of those films, but it is absolutely freaking hysterical, and I loved it. And I'm assuming that'll be a box set as well. We know that Shout Factory loves the box sets. They've released a lot of Shaw Brothers films in box sets. They did a Jet Li box set recently. They've done some Jackie Chan box sets. So I would be very happy with having all those films in a set. I wouldn't need like individual releases. Against All, which I own that movie. I haven't watched it yet. I think it's a heroic bloodshed film. It's from 1990. All about Ah Long. So I think it's a Johnny To movie with Chow Yun-fat, which I saw this movie many years ago, like maybe 12 or 15 years ago. I don't really remember anything about it, but I remember really, really liking it. And it's a movie that's been on my list of films to rewatch for literally years. And now I'm like, do I dig out the copy I have from my boxes and boxes and boxes of Hong Kong movies, or do I wait? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Should I wait for that movie? Should I not? I don't know. We'll see. All the Wrong Clues from 81. All the Wrong Spies from 83. Banana Cop, 1984. Are You Here to Arrest Me? Or are you just happy to see me? Best Friend of the Cops from 1990. Beware of Pickpockets from 81. Blue Lightning from 1990. Bullet in the Head, Daddy from 1990. John Woo, absolutely classic. I mean, come on. Like, what can even be said? Like, I kind of think of all the John Woo movies. Like, Hard Boiled has been released on Blu-ray in Japan. And there was an HD version at some point available on streaming, I think. I think it was like maybe upscaled, or I don't know. But like Hard Boiled is a movie that people have been able to see in pretty good condition. A Better Tomorrow, there's like a 4K from Japan, which is not to say that the Shout Factory versions won't be incredible or stuff, but like Bullet in the Head, I feel is like that and The Killer are like the John Woo movies that I think will be – I think a lot of people haven't seen Bullet in the Head because of the very bad availability of it and have been dying to see it. But I also think people who have seen it, it's like a holy grail thing of like to see that movie in like a rescanned 4K like is going to be like really genuinely mind-blowing. By Hook or by Crook, 1980. Cabaret Tears from 83, Can't Stop the War from 83. Okay, another movie that I fucking like a lot of these movies I have never heard of, but then there's ones where like I'm just like Carry On Pickpocket from 1982. I watched that I think 2 years ago. I reviewed it for Patreon. Sammo Hung movie. I loved it. I just loved it. It's so funny. It has really good action in it. There's a disco dancing scene where Sammo Hung does disco dancing and then gets in an altercation with dudes at the disco and has to beat the shit out of them. It's awesome. It's totally awesome. I loved that movie. Chasing a Fortune from 85, Chasing Girls from 81, Chasing Yo Mama from 69, biatch. I made that up. City Hero from 1985, City on Fire, 1987. So this has already been announced. This is coming out in August. I love the artwork for this, actually. And I was very happy that I loved the artwork for it because I got to say, like, naysayers, I told you, they're actually trying. It's the classic City on Fire English language poster, which I just happen to love. So I'm really excited about it. And even if they are just using previously existing key art, like A Better Tomorrow has so many fucking good posters. The Killer, Hard Boiled, Bullet in the Head. Like, I think the artwork is going to be lit on these. It is fun when we get artists like Kung Fu Bob, Tony Stella, Sean Longmore, when they commission these amazing pieces from them, and you get to see like a new perspective on the film, but then they include the original poster and stuff too. But a lot of these movies really do have like what I consider to be like iconic film poster art. And so and stuff that people are nostalgic for from seeing on DVD and whatever, VHS. And so I kind of like that approach, but I also am glad that Arrow is putting them out because then we get both, right? You can kind of pick and choose what you like. But City on Fire is really one of my favorite movies ever. City War from 1988, which is another real. I think I just recently, I just recently reviewed that one for Patreon. So T Long is in that, and Chow Yun Fat, and it's like a heroic bloodshed kind of like. And if I remember correctly, Sun Chung directed that, who directed Human Lanterns, and did he direct Avenging Eagle? I think he maybe did. So he's a veteran of some really great classic Shaw Brothers films. Cop Busters from 1985. Cops in the Town from 1985. Cops Busting All Over My Face from 1969. Crazy Couple from 1979. Wait, stop. Crazy Nuts. Yes. I didn't make that one up. Crazy Nuts, Daddy in Your Face from 1981. Are Crazy Nuts related to D's Nuts? Let me know in the comments. Cupid One from 1985. I'm not going to comment on Daughter and Father from 1981. Hopefully nobody gets stuck in a washing machine in that movie. Dream of Desire from 1989. Okay, I love this next movie. This is a movie I reviewed for Patreon. It's a Ringo Lam film. Esprit d'Amour. This is Ringo Lam's first feature, if I remember correctly. It's from 1983, and it's like a ghost comedy drama. It has like some strong John Carpenter like 80s supernatural horror vibes. It's also a very, very funny film. There's a couple scenes in this film that like I was like crying. I was laughing so hard. It's also got some really phenomenal like visual design and cinematography. I really liked this film. I think I reviewed it about 2 years ago for Patreon. I mean, I don't know what their plan is with a movie like that because it's not like a terribly well-known film. I don't know if they're going to do like an early Ringo Lam box set or like a Hong Kong supernatural ghost films box set. But like if that is in a set, I'm buying the shit out of that set, especially if it's a 4K set, because I really loved that film. Evil Cat from 1987. Naughty Pussy. Faithfully Yours from 1988. Fantasy Romance. I mean, this is like, come on. Okay, I was going to make a joke about the Naughty Pussy being Faithfully Yours for some fantasy romance, because Fantasy Romance is the next one from 1990, leading to Fatal Love in 1988, Final Justice in 1988. So I may have reviewed Final Justice like fucking years ago. If you go back on the channel to like when I very first started it, I have the Hong Kong Blu-ray of that film. Danny Lee is in that movie. Stephen Chow is in that movie too. He's like 20-something in that movie. And it's like a heroic bloodshed, like cops movie. I really liked that movie. There's some really interesting aspects to that film. Like Danny Lee, for instance, is like a really good cop, but he's not like super intellectually intelligent. And this other cop who's a terrible cop, but is like really good at like writing reports and shit like that, gets like promoted above him. And they have this really intense conflict. And there's some really interesting stuff in there about like what values or what qualities certain societies value and who's really contributing more and stuff like that. It's a really interesting film. For Your Heart Only from 1985, Fractured Follies from 88, Full Contact from 1992. So come on. I mean, Full Contact has probably Simon Yam's wild. I know he was like he's been in like Dr. Lamb and some of these completely. And so if you don't know what Full Contact is, let me back up. It's a Ringo Lam film starring Chow Yun-fat that takes place in Thailand that has this like leather daddy biker aesthetic. And it's like a very, very horny film. Like it is an exceptionally horny film that is just completely insane, over the top, like fire everywhere. There's a shootout in that movie that I think I put on my list of my 10 favorite Hong Kong movie shootouts, where they're like just shooting grenades at each other, like on a fucking bridge in the broad daylight in the middle of the street with like traffic everywhere. And like, and if I remember correctly, that scene starts with like one of the characters trying to have sex with Chow Yun-fat in his car, and then it becomes a shootout. There, correct me if I'm wrong about that. People are like burning down houses. Simon Yam's character is gay, and he's like this very over the top like gay criminal that I know is like a very bad stereotype, and like there's been a lot said about how people, you know, equate homosexuality and transgender people with criminality because they consider them to be aberrant behaviors, which we know that they aren't. They're normal human behaviors on like the spectrum of gender and sexuality and stuff like that. But like that being neither here nor there, Simon Yam's performance in that movie is fucking nuts. It is nuts, and it is amazing. Fumbling Cops from 1988. I wonder if they're fumbling those crazy nerds, Danny. Funny Family from 1986. Hopefully nobody's getting stuck in the washing machine in that one. Stop it. Okay. Ghost Ballroom from 1989, but from 1985, Ghost Bustin'. Casper's busting on me, Daddy. Sorry. I took my goofy pill before I made this video. Can you imagine ghosts? Now I'm thinking of Hogwarts, and the ghost just nearly headless Nick just busting one in the charms classroom on Professor Flitwick. Nearly nutless daddy. Give Me Back from 1982. Goodbye, Darling from 1987. Goodbye, My Love from 1986. Gunman from 1988. Happy Ghost 2, Happy Ghost 3, Happy Union 2. Those are 86 or 85, 86, 85. This movie from 1992, which I've never heard of, I've never seen, I've never heard anybody talk about. It probably ended up in a box set. It's called Hard Boiled. I think Chow Yun-fat, Tony Leung are in it. I think John Woo directed it. I think Anthony Wong is in it. I think it has the greatest shootouts ever put to celluloid in it. It has the greatest character exit of all time when Chow Yun-fat jumps into the water after going to visit Tony Leung on the boat, which is amazing. It kills me every time. I love it so much. Yeah, I mean, there's what do you say? Like Hard Boiled, I really think is the best gun action film ever made. That's it. That's the standard. And what else can one even say about it? And it's also a great character movie, and everything about it is great. We all know that. He Lives by Night from 82, Heartbeat 100 from 1987, Heaven Can Help from 84, I Do from 85, I Love Maria from 1988. So this has been released by some other, like I think there's a Hong Kong Blu-ray of this, and did somebody else put this out? Maybe Germany? This movie came out somewhere in the world at some point. People were really excited about it. It's a Choi Hawk, and I've never seen it, but people love it, and I'm very excited to see it. So hell yeah. Isle of Fantasy from 85. It Takes Two from 82. On the Isle of Fantasy, It May Take Two. Just for Fun from 1983. Kidnapped from 1987. You could get kidnapped to the Isle of Fantasy just for fun. King of Chess from 1991. Kung Hei Fat Chow from 85, Lady in Black from 87, Laughing Times from 81, Law with Two Phases from 84. So this is a Danny Lee, like proto-heroic bloodshed film that came out the same year as Long Arm of the Law. Fucking phenomenal music in this movie. I saw half of this movie on a digital copy somebody sent me when I was staying overnight in the hospital because one of my kids was in the hospital. We don't need to get into all of that. I'm just like talking about, the LA fires, my kids being in the hospital. This is why I don't make as much content as I would like to. I'm not going to get into all that shit, but yeah. There's some behind-the-scenes stuff here that we could talk about if we felt like it. I fell asleep in the uncomfortable ass chair in the hospital, staying overnight with my kid, and I never finished the movie. And then I bought the Hong Kong Blu-ray because I wanted to see like a better version of it than the one that I had stumbled my way into a digital copy of. And it ended up in my pile of like 500 Hong Kong movies I haven't watched yet. It's just been sitting there. So I never finished the movie, but I really remember the music and like loving the music. And it's an influential film. Like I said, pre A Better Tomorrow, like it's kind of proto-heroic bloodshed, like movies like Man on the Brink and stuff like that. Legend of the Dragon from 1990, Life After Life from 81, Lifeline Express from 84, Love Lone Flower from 85, Merry Christmas from 1984. Fucking love this movie. I put it on my list of my 100 favorite Hong Kong films, which I did on Letterboxd. Go follow me on Letterboxd. The link is in the description. Post your Letterboxd links in the comments so we can all go and follow each other's Letterboxd links. This is fucking Bobcats. What would a Bobcat like on Letterboxd? Movies about prey. documentaries about rabbits. They just like it's like just watch them like, ooh, that's delicious. It's like the food channel for them. Lynxes, bobcats, wildcats. Merry Christmas. Carl Maka's in this film. Clifton Coe directed it. I think he either wrote or co-wrote it as well. It's a really, really funny movie with that outrageous 1980s Hong Kong sense of humor. Lots of like silly hijinks, comedic setups, like fake outs. But it's also like a really good movie about family that is a really sweet, sentimental, human film. And I really, really liked it. And I'm so happy that I was able to see it. I've seen it a couple times now, and I highly recommend it. I mean, if they put that out on a standalone 4K, I'm going to be changing my pants the second the announcement comes out because the craziness will be ghost busting. Stop it! Mismatched Couple is from 1985, the infamous Donnie Yen breakdancing film, which I have reviewed for Patreon. So go join our Patreon. My review is up on there. And Yuen Woo Ping directed it. He fights Dick Wai in it. It's just a fucking bananas movie that's super fun. Mummy Dearest, 1985. Hopefully she doesn't get stuck in the washing machine. Musical Singer from 1985. My Little Sentimental Friend from 84. No Compromise from 88. No U-Turn from 81. Now You See It, Now You Don't. 1991. That's in reference to the zipper on the fly with the Crazy Nuts. I'm obsessed with Crazy Nuts. My Cops from 1983. Once a Thief from 1981. If you want to have one of the best theatrical experiences of your life, go and see the John Woo film Once a Thief, which Chow Yun-fat, Leslie Chung, like amazing cast. See that movie in like a really enthusiastic theatrical setting with people who haven't seen the movie. And you will have the best fucking time of your life. I guarantee it. The basketball is all I will. That's all I'm going to say. The basketball. You know it. You know if you know. Once Upon a Marriage, 1982. Once Upon a Rainbow, 1982. Once Upon These Crazy Nuts. Papa, Can You Hear Me Sing, 1983. Parking Services, 1986. Peace Hotel, 1995. That's kind of a Western with Chow Yun-fat. And who directed that? Was that? No. Who directed that movie? Because I just saw something else by the same director, and I was looking at I don't remember, but I just watched something else from the same director. Peking Opera Blues from 1986. Troy Hark's absolutely classic. I've never seen this movie, and people can't fucking believe I've never seen this movie, but I've never seen this movie. I own a Blu-ray copy of it, and I still haven't seen it yet. It has been announced, the 4K. Shout Factory now has it for sale on their website. The artwork is not great. I did talk to Frank Jeng about this, and he told me that there's not really a lot of artwork available for that film, unfortunately. The original poster is horizontal, so it can't be vertically placed on a Blu-ray cover. The artwork is fine. It's functional. If you look at it high res on a computer screen, I really look at it. It looks a lot better than it looks on a phone screen. It's very basic, but I'm excited. I'm going to pre-order it at some point. I got to get my Patreon payout for July. Going to get that money in, going to go hit it up. It's like there's so much coming out right now. I don't want to get distracted by talking about everything that's coming out right now. Perfect Match from 82. Play Catch from 83. Prison on Fire from 87. The Ringo Lam classic. And Prison on Fire 2! So are they going to do Prison on Fire 2 as a double pack? Because I would buy the shit out of that. And I haven't watched those movies in probably about 10 years. I have DVDs in them. Great, really bleak, really brutal Ringo Lam films. Red Shield from 91, Return of the Demon from 87, Rhythm of Destiny from 92, Road Warriors from 87, School on Fire. Oh, no, wait, Run, Tiger, Run from 85, and then School on Fire from 1988. So a lot of people, this is their favorite Ringo Lam film. This is another movie I've never seen that people can't, especially because I love Ringo Lam. He's like one of my top, I put him in my top 5 when I did my list of my favorite Hong Kong filmmakers. I absolutely love Ringo Lam. People cannot believe I haven't seen this movie, especially because I own a Blu-ray of it. And there's not like a reason that I haven't seen it. And I know it's bad that I haven't seen it. I have so many movies. It's impossible for me to articulate to you. I have, like, this year alone, I've gotten probably a couple hundred movies. And even though I watch movies every night, it's hard to keep up. It's really hard to keep up. And so if something gets a boutique Blu-ray label release, it kind of forces me to watch it so I can cover it for the channel. So I'm really excited for when School on Fire comes out. I know a lot of people, that's like one of the top 5 or 10 movies from this list that they're insanely excited about. A lot of people are really hoping that they have the uncut version of the film. I don't really know the differences between the cut and uncut version of the film, but several people have told me the uncut version is significantly superior. And that it's just a really intense, insane film. 7-Year Itch from 87, Silent Romance from 84, Sister Cupid from... That sounds like Somebody getting stuck in the washing machine from 1987. Spooky Cookies from 81. Super Citizen from 85. Sweet 16 from 86. Sweet Surrender from 86. Swordsman 2 from 92, the absolutely classic film with Jet Li. Swordsman 3, The East is Red from 93. Thank You, Sir from 1989, which I think I own a copy of that movie and just haven't watched it yet, if I remember correctly. Is that like a cop movie with Danny Lee in it? Let me know if I'm wrong about that. That Day on the Beach from 83. Okay. The Big Fucking Heat from 1988. Hell yes. So the first time I saw this movie was at the New Beverly, and it was, whew, man, if you haven't seen this movie, see it with a crowd, because people get their heads cut off, people get their fingers blown off, like, yeah, the violence is bananas, and it's a remorseless fucking movie. Weisei Lee is in it. It had like 3 directors, because I think Johnny To was like a co-director at some point, and then there was another co-director, and people were like fired, and then there's a lot of rumors that Choi Hawk actually directed the film after he was, as the producer, was dissatisfied with the direction the other directors were taking it in. There's an amazing chase scene in this film. It's really, really good film. Highly recommended. Really excited to see if that gets a standalone 4K. The Diary of a Big Man with Chow Yun-fat from 1988. The Eighth Happiness, which I believe Chow Yun-fat is also in, from 1988. The Family Strikes Back from 1986. From the depths of the washing machine that they're stuck in. It would really be the dryer that you would get stuck in, right? Because washing machines are top loading so that the water doesn't all spill out. So then you would, like, your stepsister is really getting stuck in the dryer, not the washing machine. Your stepsister. The Fun, the Luck, and the Tycoon from 1990. The Good, the Bad, and the Booty from 1987, excuse me. The Happy Ghost from 1984. Well, obviously the ghost is happy. He's been busting all over those crazy nuts. The Innocent Interloper from 86. The Intellectual Trio from 85. The Killer from 1989. I saw The Killer in theaters. I should also say the last time I watched The Killer was probably like 10, 12 years ago. It's been a really fucking long time since I watched The Killer. And there's no specific reason for it. I just haven't gotten around to a rewatch. The last time I saw The Killer, I think may have been in theaters on 35 mil, and it looked fucking incredible. And I had only seen that movie on VHS and DVD before, and not good DVD, like the non-anamorphic, like US DVD, that's pretty low quality. I now have better quality DVDs of it, but yeah, that's going to be quite the revelation to see that film, like remastered in 4K. I mean, come on. I might have to have a watch party. Should I have a watch party for The Killer? Should I find a physical space in LA, not a public screening with selling tickets, but just for friends to chill and watch that movie when the 4K comes out? Let me know, because there are some spaces I may be able to access with my crazy nuts. The Law Enforcer from 86, The Legend of the Owl from 81, The Legend of Wisely from 86, which I think is also Chow Yun-fat, right? That's a film that people really like, if I remember correctly. The Loser, the Hero from 85, The Magnificent Scoundrels from 91, The Occupant from 84, which is Chow Yun-fat, which I do have a copy of on Blu-ray, which I have not watched yet. And I should say, a lot of people are very generous that they send me Blu-rays of these films, and I mean absolutely no disrespect if you have sent me something that I haven't watched yet. And I'm not trying to make light of people's generosity or take advantage of people, or like, it's just really fucking hard with the number of movies I get, with having kids, with everything else that's going on in my life, full-time job, writing a novel, wrote a screenplay. Like, I watch a movie every night and I still feel like my Blu-ray pile is this insurmountable obstacle. And I don't mean to be ungrateful, but I love having that as an insurmountable obstacle. It's the greatest insurmountable obstacle to have, right? Other than someone stuck in a washing machine. But thinking about butts now. Suffice it to say, hugely appreciative of anyone who sends me movies, and I hope that no one finds it disrespectful that sometimes it takes me quite a while to get around to watching them. The Other Side of Gentlemen from 84, The Perfect Wife from 83, The Red Panther from 83, The Swordsman from 1990, The Time You Need a Friend from 83, The Unmatchable Match from 1990, which I think I own that one on Blu-ray too, 30 Million Rush from 87, Tiger on Beat from 88. I just saw this at the New Beverly like 2 weeks ago. Fucking outrageously entertaining film. The comedy really works with an audience. Like, it was really fun to see. And FJ came, Frank came. I haven't seen God, it's been like 2 years since I've seen them in person, I think. Maybe even, no, I think 2 years ago. I met the guys who run Hong Kong Cinema Club, which is this awesome new group in LA that's doing theatrical screenings of Hong Kong movies. Check them out on Instagram. They're amazing. They did Eastern Condors. They're doing The Young Master coming up in July. They're just like really cool. I met like so many cool people there. And like new friends who I made recently came out to the screen. It was just so much fucking fun. This is a great movie. Chow Yun-fat drinks the raw eggs. Tiger on Beat 2 from 1990, which I've never seen. Till Death Do We Scare from 82. Treasure Hunt from 94. Triads, The Inside Story from 89, which I've heard is a very good movie. I haven't seen it myself, but is that Kirk Wong or am I making that up? Tell me who the director of that is in the comments. Trouble Cops from 87. True Colors from 86. Unforgettable Fantasy from 85. United We Stand from 86. Fuck, I forgot this was on here, dude. Vampire's Breakfast, fuck, from 1986, dude. Or 87, excuse me. I interviewed the fucking vampire from this movie. So back when I used to do interviews, which I don't really do that much anymore, which you'll know if you watch the channel, because you won't have seen it. Although I talked to FJ, Frank, and the Hong Kong Cinema Club guys, and I'm like, we have to get all of you in the studio and do like a roundtable discussion, because it's been so long since I did an interview with anybody. I interviewed Simon Wilson, who played the vampire in this movie. So go find that interview and go and watch it. Arna Venema introduced me to this film. Shout out to Arna Venema. I love this movie. It has like kind of a gothic Guillermo del Toro-esque vibe. It is a Western-style vampire, not a hopping vampire. And it's just this really spooky movie about like an investigator. He's like a reporter, journalist, who's investigating these deaths and thinks that maybe there's a vampire and like, I love this movie. So maybe it'll be part of I don't know if this movie has enough like cultural cachet to, is that the term that I'm looking for? Cultural capital to be like a standalone 4K. I would love that. I'll do all the free promotion you want, Shout Factory. I'll personally pay for custom artwork to be made. I'll give you my interview with Simon Wilson to drop on the Blu-ray for free. I'll do a commentary track. I'll call Arna and be like, you have to do a commentary track for free on this movie because that's the only way they're going to put it out. I don't know. I really hope this gets its own release because I fucking love. Maybe I should sub-license it from them and start my own label. Hong Kong Cinema Appreciation Society Films. Web of Deception from 89. Who is the Craftiest from 88. Who's the Crook from 86. Why Me from 85. And Working Class from 1985. So I think that's the full list. That was the list that I was able to find. Let me know which of those movies you're most excited about, which of those movies you're not excited about, which of those movies you never heard of before, what insider tips you've heard about how they will be released, or what box sets are we getting, what standalone films are we getting. If you know anything about the Arrow releases, that kind of strategy, I don't know. Let's just talk in the comments. I'm Will. It's Hong Kong Cinema Appreciation Society. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.